Good morning. My name is Spojmie Nasiri, and I am an immigration attorney in the Pleasanton Bay Area. Our office primarily focuses on family-based immigration, including fiancé visa, spousal visa, citizenship, and we also handle deportation defense work in the various immigration courts throughout Northern California. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the current government shutdown and the impact on the immigration system. As you all may be aware of, the government shutdown is into the third week and there's no relief in sight. Over the last 3 weeks, our office has been getting various calls from clients and the community members asking what various departments are open and what's closed and what's being impacted by this shutdown. It has been affecting over 800,000 employees, federal employees, some of them who have gone weeks without pay and continue to serve our government. So what I wanted to do is I want to do a short rundown of the different agencies that relate to immigration and what is open and how it's being impacted by the current shutdown. The first and foremost agency is the Department of State. So some people have called asking about whether the visas are being issued or you're able to get an appointment. Please keep in mind that Department of State is currently open and they are taking appointment. But as you can imagine, there's a large load of individuals seeking to get their visas. So my important advice for you is, if you do go to the Department of State to obtain a passport, please plan accordingly and give yourself plenty of time to obtain the necessary documentations you need, the passport, and to return back to the United States within a reasonable time so that you don't run into issues of coming back into the United States. Again, we do expect to see delays due to the overload of individuals applying. The other agency that's currently open is the Department of Labor, and it has not been impacted by the government shutdown. So if you have any related issues that need to be done at the Department of Labor, again, use caution, plan ahead, and it is open for business. One of the other agencies is CBP, which is a Customs and Border Protection. This is the agency that does the inspection and enforcement and is considered an essential operative agency. So therefore, the port of entries are open. However, processing applications such as Canadian TNs or other types of visas may take time. So please plan accordingly when seeking interaction with the Customs, Borders, and Protection. The other agency that's very crucial, where I get a lot of calls from people asking about, is USCIS. USCIS is open because it's self-funded. The fees that we pay for application funds USCIS. So currently it is open for business as usual. But please keep in mind that over the last 2 years, large numbers of people have been applying for US citizenship, applying for spousal visas, fiancé visas, and various other types of family-based visas. Right now, there's an extreme backlog of cases being processed. So for example, if someone was filing for citizenship about 2 years ago, the average wait was about 6 months. Currently, we're seeing anywhere from 12 to 18 months from the time you file your citizenship application until you get an interview, give or take. So it's gone threefolds. If you have filed a green card application, such as renewing your green card, or you are renewing or filing a petition for a spouse, those have also been backlogged. So if you currently have a green card that's going to expire and you need to file the form that's called I-90, currently they're taking about a year to a year and a half from the time of filing. So the advice I give clients, if they have a green card that's going to be expiring within the next 6 months, to go ahead and renew the green card. And when you get the receipt notice from USCIS and you're scheduled for an appointment to do your biometrics, take your passport and your expired green card, and they will extend it at the local USCIS office where they're doing the fingerprints. That is the only way you will be able to get an extension on a green card that's going to expire within the 6 months. If you have filed spousal petitions or fiancé petitions, there's also a backlog, but we're also seeing a lot of cases being held indefinitely due to security background checks, and they're being going into admin processing. So it's very crucial that you're aware of the timing in filing those type of petitions. The other agency that is open is the U.S. embassies and consulates, but again, they are backlogged. We are currently scheduling clients that we currently have with the various embassies around the world. We are able to schedule them for an interview if they've been scheduled, but we have advising clients to make sure they have all their documentations, they're prepared, and to be there early so that if there's any delays during your appointment, you are not missing out on that. So again, to kind of reiterate what agencies are open, the Department of State is open, the Department of Labor is open, the CBP is open, and USCIS is business as usual, but expect delays. Now, one of the other impact that has had from the shutdown has been devastating is the shutdown impact on the immigration court systems. So keep in mind that when somebody is in immigration court, there's two ways they can be in immigration court. Somebody can be in deportation proceedings, but they have bonded out, meaning they're not detained by the Department of Homeland Security. They're not in detention facilities. Currently, there are an estimated 800,000 cases across the country with over 400 judges that are presiding over those. Those cases have had devastating impact due to the shutdown because those cases are on hold indefinitely. And we anticipate that once the court system is back up, those individuals that have been waiting years to see an immigration judge will continue to be impacted and face a delay of 2 to 3 to 5 years. So currently, when we get calls from clients saying, I'm scheduled for a court hearing, is the court in process? If you are not currently detained by the Homeland Security and you have a court date coming up, those cases are on hold. Continue to contact the court once the government shutdown is open so that you can see and when you will be scheduled again. It's very, very important to follow up on your cases once the shutdown has ended, because you don't want to miss your court date. If for any reason someone misses a court date, the judge will order someone removed and deported from the United States without you being present. So again, I really, really reiterate that you keep in contact with the immigration court once the services resume. The court system that's currently in process and is considered an essential operative procedure is the courts that are detained. So if someone is detained currently in one of the detention facilities across the country and they have a court date, those court dates are continuing. However, there has been some delay for individuals. So again, if you are facing a court date in the future and you're not detained, the cases are on hold right now. And if you are detained, then the process will go as usual. The hope is that the shutdown will end sooner rather than later, and its impact has had devastating impacts across not only the immigration courts, but the federal employees and their families who are being impacted. I hope you found this information useful. Should you have any questions regarding any of the agencies, feel free to call us or email us at our law office. Thank you very much, and I hope you found this information informative.